Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Backpacktrader training room for Tuesday, August 24th, 2021. All right. Say hello so I know who's here, and hit the like button if you feel you get value out of these. Good morning, Ron. I'm going to assume that means that my audio is good. Just a quick audio and video check. Good morning, Miles. Thank you, Ron. And Crude having a tough start this morning. We started off with a get in sync just after 9 o'clock. This trade was 8 minutes before our start time, but then came back through after 9 o'clock. Stopped and reversed to short, and now has just stopped and reversed back to long. And money management already. That was quick. Setting a new session high. Excuse me while I take care of my trade. Target 1 achieved, so that at least is one positive trade. That entry would be at 63, not 61, and stopping out at 64. On the second position. All right, so that is trade number 3. So that completes the crude session for this morning. Unleaded, looks like it got in sync with the short and just took a full stop. That short had been running since about quarter till this morning, 8:43.29. But that also was above the entry at our start time, came back through and meandered about, and ultimately was a full stop out. So we're looking for another trade on unleaded. Soybeans is not that started. We do have a long trade on the Russell. That was on our start time, 31:12, yeah. And that one is a full stop. The YM Looks like it's getting off into a long that's taking heat. $351 for the entry there. Let's see. Yep, plenty of time. And pound Aussie with a long trade. Trade today at 89.37, and that agrees with mine. Currency data being what it is, often getting different trades on different platforms for different people due to different data. And unleaded taking us another full stop on a short. And the Russell in a new long, approaching session highs, and we'll need to break that session high to get to money management, which is at 19.3. The YM hitting target one. Let's see. It also got has a new long here that has hit money management and target one. Lots of things moving quickly this morning. Entry at 336 and a 28 tick target. Stop now at 344. And soybeans had a get in sync long. It bounced around, and that was not tradable, looks like. Target one stop, then we go short for a, let's see, that's a 47. That's only 3 seconds. That one's not tradable either. Okay, the long is tradable. And we pick up targets 1 and 2 so far. All 3 targets this morning. And our stop is at 1310.75. That is counterpunch trade plan on the soybeans this morning. We are done with crude. And the Russell setting a new session high at 19.1. We need 2 more ticks for money management. And target 2 is at 21.8. Actually, target 1 was 40 ticks. That would be a good place to take a target 1. And the YM stopping out at 354. So we get 28 on target 1 and 18, 46 total. And our loss on the first trade was more than that, I suspect. Yeah, our loss was 84. So we're down 38 now, and we are in the short, and that just hit money management. Soybeans stop at 12.50 now. Turning into a very nice trade there. The Russell's still long. 2 full losses on unleaded this morning. 13.75 for soybeans. $3.46 for the YM stop. Target 1 is 25. given where the 200 is, that's definitely one I would take target 1 on. And we got to the low to 322. So yeah, 322 was our target 1. So 25 ticks, 26, and we're down 12 now. Needing another trade. And the Russell stopping and reversing to short. $15.4 for the 15.4, I believe, for our, yeah, for our stop and reverse. So the Russell is short. And that's only a 2-tick loss, I believe. No, 3-tick loss. Just our adjustment. $19.25 for our soybean stop. Getting a nice little runner here on soybeans. That is the November contract. And our pound Aussie long trade taking some heat. Testing the session low. Looks like. Session low, at least on my chart, is at 89.17.4. And the YM with a long trade. $3.51. And reaching up for money management again, and coming back to the entry and testing the 50. Looks like I have just a slightly larger trade on that. My stop is at 89.14. Trade today is at 89.17, and we just did set a new session low. I went to 16.7, so that is very likely a full stop on trade today for those on Awanda. Getting as low as 15.5 on my chart. 13.21 even for the soybeans trailing stop. Just a single position left. And the Russell finding support at the 50. And unleaded. Now with a third short trade. And if I'm hitting my stop at 89.14. So I'm sure that's a full stop out on the pound Aussie. $24.25 for soybean stop. And unleaded, testing its 20 SMA, looks to be bouncing a little bit now, and crude is still just sideways at the moment. 24.75 for the soybean stop. And soybeans stopping out at, looks like 13.25. And the YM taking another run up toward money management on the long trade. So the Russell short, the YM long, unleaded short. And there's money management on the YM and target 1. So that's going to get us to positive. And I would take the stop to 35, 352 and not let yourself lose any ground trying to stay in this trade around the 350 level. That is a major key level. Unleaded with a stop and reverse. Probably very close to the and I have a chart locked up on here, so my cursor and data box are not working. There we no. Yep, we stopped and reversed to long on unleaded now. I would call that at 276, which was a third full stop. All right. About 5 minutes to our 10 a.m. crude session. And the YM did stop out. That would have been for just a single tick. But that puts the YM to POQ because we are now positive with the target one winner. And the Russell back down testing its 50 EMA, still in the short. And so we're long on unleaded, done with the YM, and still short on the Russell, but that's looking like and it just stopped out. And it just stopped out. I would have pushed that up a tick or two, but still would have just stopped out. So back and forth action this morning. My system time currently is 9:57 a.m. Eastern Time. And the time lag is going to depend on how much you've been buffering, because I know I range anywhere from being right with Troy on Mondays and Wednesdays. If I don't keep pushing it forward, if I buffer, especially around 10 a.m., I'll lose minutes of time. Seconds is currently 9:58:45. So 1 minute to our crude 10 a.m. session start. And getting close to money management on unleaded. New session high at 326 on unleaded. And we are at 10 o'clock, and I believe we just got in sync with the long on crude at 67.06. Well, no, that's got to be, yeah, it's got to be 67.06. So we definitely are in sync there. And the Russell with a new short. Looks like it something above 16, 22.16. I can't get to my data box at the moment. And quickly down to money management. And target one. That looks like a solid, another solid size trade. So around 12.3 for the target. Target one. Stop now at 16.1. So our entry would have been 16.2. So that's another 40 tick target one. Definitely big enough to consider taking profit there. And unleaded stopping and reversing to short again. Unleaded just not having a good morning today. That's trade number 5. But then heading back upward. I think with the proximity to the 20 SMA, I would have probably, if I were trading that, I would have waited for another test of the session highs. Crude and unleaded both seeming to want to move upward. $14.6 for the Russell stop. All right, Leonard, what strategy? What strategy are you using? Because that will depend on where you can download. It should be on your owner site, same place you downloaded the indicators. 12.1 for the Russell stop, now 11.6, and going through target 3, setting a new session low. And unleaded definitely short now, as is crude on the 10 o'clock session. There should be a tab where your steps for success or something like that are, and it's going to be in that section or a section tab all its own. But that's where you should be able to download it. Okay, I would say the Russell is definitely going to be positive at this point. That's just a guess, but Leonard, let me know what strategy you're running, and I can pull up the owner site, and we can walk through where it is. So crude short, unleaded short, YM is POQ. The Russell, this should be a POQ trade on the Russell. All right, good. Glad you found it, Leonard. I had to qualify that answer since I know we're dealing with at least three or four different owner sites. Yeah. Down to 0.93 now for the Russell stop. Session low now at 0.76. And two bars below the balance line on the Russell cancel that potential stop and reverse long. If you were positive, you wouldn't be taking that anyway. Just a heads up for everybody, we'll be on a regular schedule the rest of this week, but I will be traveling the next 2 weeks plus the Tuesday after that, so at least Tuesdays and Thursdays are going to be dark the next couple of weeks, plus Tuesday the 14th of September. And I think Troy is heading over to Europe on September 13th. So crude with a stop and reverse back too long, as well as unleaded, and that will be trade number 6. So this will be the last trade on unleaded. And this is also trade number 3 for the 10 a.m. crude session. So both of those last trades for the day. Last trade for the day on unleaded, and the last trade for this mini session on crude. And the Russell's stopping out finally at 093, and that should be POQ for the Russell. I can't interact with the charts right now, or I would show a couple of different things too, but that. Good morning, Keith. So you pretty well missed the action this morning, it looks like. YM was POQ, the Russell was POQ. We've had a long trade. It was a full stop out on the pound Aussie. We did 3 trades. In the 9 a.m. session for for a losing session on crude. We're now on our third trade in the 10 a.m. session, and this is down as well, although not as much as the 9 a.m. session, but it looks like it may resolve to an upward move, but just testing the session high at 67.14. And unleaded with a really tough session this morning. 3 full losses, followed by two stop and reverses, and we're in the 6th trade on unleaded. The stop and reverses were very small losses. The charts are all running. Any questions this morning? And the Russell hitting money management and target 1 on the long. That nobody should be trading if you were trading the Russell, because that is already at POQ. And crude getting up to 17 for a new session high. Looks like we're about 60.19 for money management. Not much to talk about right now, other than we have the trades on crude and unleaded. Pound Aussie not going much of anywhere right now, and everything else is done. And Crypticon in the comments asking if there's anybody in the room that's using any of the Backpacktrader strategies with one of the combines for funded trading. Would like to get in contact on the Trade Hacking Club. If you're in here and not already a member of the Trade Hacking Club, there should be a link in the description for the video today. There'll be an invitation link there, and you can get set up and get in touch with Crypticon there. I assume, Crypticon, that your handle there is the same. Okay, and Troy is announcing that the Catapult Advanced Boot Camp has been rescheduled to Friday, September 3rd at 11 a.m. Eastern. And the Catapult Grains Boot Camp will be coming up a week after that on Friday the 10th, also at 11 a.m. Yeah, you're showing up on Trade Hacking Club as Crypticon. If somebody contacts you, does direct message you, then they'll end up it'll set up a little bit differently. Yeah, with that number 2609, I believe. Of course, for those of you that aren't familiar, the Catapult Advanced Boot Camp is for those with the Catapult Advanced Gold membership with access to the, and we have a potential stop and reverse. We haven't hit the entry yet, but that is an exit only at this point, as that would be the seventh trade. Yeah, and Ron shows up. Ron just direct message Crypticon, but I know he will show up in Discord as FN 5.7 by 28. It should be just if you go from the Backpack Trader channel, just the direct message should be in the basic Discord server. Is where your direct messages will show up. Okay. Yeah, looks like my microphone is still working. I think we're still in the stop and revert, or still in the long on unleaded. It doesn't look like we got to our 4-tick stop and reverse adjustment. And trade a day traders will be paused until 11 o'clock now. So nothing to watch for the next 35 minutes or so, almost 40 minutes on the pound Aussie. Okay, looks like I finally came back. And a stop and reverse potentially on crude now. That's also an exit point. So that's going to be 66.97. So it's just touched 99, which is the unadjusted entry. So currently still long on crude, and I believe still long on the pound Aussie. I'm sorry, on unleaded. Okay, entry was at, so the stop and reverse entry on unleaded would have been 254, and we got as low as 262 on that one. What do we get to here? 258. So we did remain long, and this long trade that set up at 302 now, if that triggers, and it has not yet, we've only gotten to 301, then the stop and reverse exit would cancel. And now, yes, the stop and reverse exit has canceled. So actually, I'd probably leave that at at 254. Looks like that's your stop on this new. Leave the stop, and looks like we've hit the original money management. So the stop now comes to 94. Actually, that was a stop and reverse at 297. So we're come to 298 with the stop. On unleaded. And money management also achieved on the crude trade at 67.19. All right, looks like looking for target now at 360 on unleaded. And looks like we may have just hit target. Yeah, well, it looks like we hit target 1 at 21 on crude. That was a stop and reverse, so the entry was at 67.11. So actually 21 was our money management as well. And there is target. And your stop should be at 67.14. Unleaded stop looks like 349 or 339. Let's see what that. As you can certainly borrow that one. $3.18. No, that's not. Yeah, $3.18 is the unleaded stop. And we have hit target 2 there, so that at least getting a good solid target out of it. 67 ticks. And unleaded now up through target 3. And the stop is still at 18. But it's going to move up again here momentarily. I'm glad to have you, Russell. Feel free to ask any questions you have. I'm going to have to bring it to a close shortly this morning because I have an appointment coming up. But start keeping a notebook. Write your questions down so you can, if you're not in the room at the time you come up with the question, you remember the question to ask later. We're typically on. We come on. We'll start up 9:30 or very short, few minutes before. Monday through normal schedule is Monday through Thursday. We're usually in till sometime around 11, right around 10:30 to 11, just depending on the market that day and how many questions we get. If the market gets finished quickly. 334 for unleaded stop, and we did make it through target 2 on our prior crude trade. Still stop on crude at 14. I might drop that down to 13 and keep it below the 20 SMA at the moment. Okay, 14 is a good place for it. The SMA's moved up to 16. Looks like we may come up to 19 at the close of this bar. And unleaded to, it's like 340 something, 349. Just missing, touching 350, but still surviving. And crude long is also surviving. All right. Our stop is moved up to 67.19 on crude. And that's where it stays for the moment because that last close was below the balance line. So no move of the stop on that one. Unleaded up to 350. So up to our target just one tick above target 2. So we have 56 on target 2. And 57 on the trailer so far. Still at 259 on the stop on crude. I'm sorry, on unleaded. Still at 67.19 on crude. And still, okay. I would hold the 67.19 stop for at least a bar or so. This is just a consolidation pattern, and we want to leave it room if it's going to break higher again on crude. $3.72 now for unleaded. $3.73. Definitely going along, definitely helping with the negative total this morning on this last trade. $3.06 was our entry on this stop and reverse to long on unleaded. That's right. So we got 52 and 53. So we're 105 up, or let's see, we're 52 on target, and we got 306 to 373, 67 on the trailer. For 120 ticks, and we did stop out at 19 on crude. So that brings both of those two sessions to a close, and that's all we've got to look at right now until 11 o'clock. So are there any questions? You're quite welcome, Pamela. Good to be back. No, we'll be back. We'll be back tomorrow. Troy will be on at 9:30 Eastern. We'll have a short session at 9:30 until about 10:20 or so, and then he will come back on at 10:25 to 10:30 and do the crude oil inventory session. We always run a separate session for that on Wednesday or Thursday, depending on when it comes out. Reminder: there will be no trade room on September 6th, which is Labor Day. So no room on the 6th, and I will, as I said, I'll be out to no Tuesday and Thursday sessions starting next week, August 31st through September 14th. Unless Troy decides to do that September 7th session in lieu of the Monday session. It's standard is Tuesday or Monday through Thursday at 9:30, with the crude oil session being whatever day the crude oil report comes out, either be that Wednesday or Thursday, and occasionally on Friday. That's happened once in the six or seven, almost 7 years I've been trading. So 9:30 Eastern, Monday through Thursday is the typical schedule. Go to the Backpacktrader Facebook, YouTube page, and scroll down to the bottom each week, and you'll see the scheduled sessions will be there. For that week, and those are set up usually over the weekend, each weekend, so there'll be a week at a time there. Okay, if you're talking about the training at the end of last month, that means you're in the Catapult Energies, Russell? Yeah, this will be. I didn't show any of the Catapult this morning, but I'm sure Troy will be showing some of those tomorrow, and we're certainly here to answer any questions you have on the Catapult Energies, for sure. And I will try to have some of those energies charts set up on my workspace for Thursday. But yes, go through the training on the website, because the training, all of the boot camp a month ago was recorded, and that is up on the website. Everything we did in the training was recorded, and all those recordings are posted on the website. So that's the best place to start. And as I say, Troy will be in tomorrow morning at 9:30, and I will be sitting in on the room as well. But Monday and Wednesday is his days to run it. I host on Tuesday and Thursday. All right, folks. I am going to call it a morning, and we will see everybody tomorrow. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, you can always sign up for the deal on TradeStation, Russell. Contact, let me put something in the chat for you because Troy just mentioned that. Thomas Klink is our contact at TradeStation, and he will get you set up with the commission rebate program on TradeStation. Have a good one, Ron. You're quite welcome, Russell. Now, Troy uses TradeStation as you can see now. I'm projecting NinjaTrader. All right, let's see. I think Troy put a link to, or an email link for Thomas on the website, so you might look around. Probably the TradeStation installation would be where I'd look for that. But that's the gentleman's name that is our contact. It would help if I sent that. There you go. All right, folks, with that, I'm going to call it a morning. Everyone have a good one, and we will see you tomorrow. I know that Troy has got it posted somewhere on the website because I've seen it myself. I haven't actually looked lately through the energies. Take a look or check in tomorrow, and Troy will be able to give you his email tomorrow in the trade room if you ask. So have a good one.